Hello, welcome to Jade Coloring. My name is Liz. This is a Let's Color Sunday video, and I'm going to be working in Pop Manga Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures by Camilla de Erco. It's Mermay, so I thought it would be fun to work on some mermaids this month, which I don't normally do, but I don't know, I've been kind of wanting to color mermaids lately, so it's a good time to start. And I have been working on this one for a little bit. I've done her face and part of her hair, and I don't know, I almost gave up on it, and it's not my favorite. I do a lot better with the bigger faces and like her more, maybe like almost that size or bigger, like that size, than I do with the smaller ones sometimes. I don't know, I feel like sometimes I don't really plan it out as good. And I know what I did kind of wrong was I did her hair first, so I got a little bit of color from her hair coming up on her skin, but I think I'm making it work, and I'm having fun doing it. So it's what I wanted to work on, and I wanted to do a Let's Color video. I was thinking that it hasn't been that long since I've done one, but I just looked before I started, and it was, I think, in November, the last time I did a Let's Color Sunday video, which is kind of funny because I didn't think it was that long ago. So anyway, hopefully I'm back at it. I like these because it really just gives me a chance to kind of chat with y'all, hang out, and work on something that I'm excited about at the moment, and you know, just kind of go from there. But I'm gonna keep working on her hair because I'm having a lot of fun doing that, and I'll show y'all the combo with the hair here in a minute. But okay, I got my colors together. I'm using Prisma colors for the blue hair, and it's cerulean blue, non-photo blue, and then light aqua, and pale sage. And so those are the only colors I've been using for her hair, and I've been liking how it's turning out. I think it's really cool. It's kind of, I don't know if I've ever, well, I take that back. I did blue hair for a mermaid in Portrait of the Mermaid. But I think this is the first mermaid I've been working on for this month. And I just like working in sections. It's usually how I approach hair most of the time. But I really liked kind of the blue and then the green highlight. I thought that was pretty cool. I feel like I need the blue to be a little bit darker. I think this is the color I've been using. I don't think I'm used to having this much light. I have been working in the living room up until now with this page. So it's amazing how much you can see when you have a light kind of showing you what you're doing. And I just go in the middle with the, like in the center, kind of blending all those colors together with that pale sage. Kind of looks like it's curled around here, so I'm gonna try to make that look like it is kind of wrapped around. Hope everyone's doing well. I've been doing really good. It's Saturday, so I've been just, I work on Saturdays, but I don't work on Sundays, so it's always fun to get home and relax, do a little bit of coloring, hopefully. I'll be pretty busy tomorrow because Mother's Day. And then pale sage. And you can bring back like hair-like strands with the darkest color also. That's what I do when I'm like touching up parts of the page. So because she has lines going throughout, and the thicker lines I usually try to go over with the darkest of the colors I'm using for the hair color. She had really little eyebrows, and I don't know if I made it better or worse, but I did kind of try to make her eyebrows thicker because I feel like, I don't know, they looked weird. I probably made them look weirder, but she's got eyebrows now for sure. I just use like darker blue colors. Trying to think where I'm going with this. I don't know. I was debating on doing like a watercolor background maybe. Or the Hobby Lobby that I go to recently started selling Posca paint pens. Yeah, like they sell them in 2 different sizes, like the bigger one and the smaller ones like this. And so I've been trying to collect some of those just to have on hand, but I don't think purple would be good with this. I don't know, I got a pink one. But then again, it would be fun to try watercolors again, but I don't know. I'm very indecisive about it. I know I don't want to do a pencil background. I just don't want to take the time to do it. But it would be cool to do, kind of learn how to do like a water effect for the background. But I know I'm not probably wouldn't be very good at it. It's funny, like sometimes I feel like when I take a break coloring something and then I go back to it, I'm like not quite getting it exactly how I want it to look, or how I was getting it to look. Or it could be, like I said, because I actually can see now, so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. And I try to go the direction that the lines are following as best I can. I'm definitely not perfect at getting it done. going in with the non-photo blue. And then light aqua. Just trying to create kind of that highlight of the strands in the center. And then going over that with the pale sage. Add a few kind of hair strands back into there. It's probably looking like a mess. Yeah, her skin got a little bit, I don't know, it just wasn't kind of as smooth as I was trying to get it to be. But I'm still having fun coloring this, and I mean, I'm a little rusty, I feel like, with the coloring lately. I think the last Let's Color video I did was a Even and Kunin Patreon page, and I think it was like the frog prints, but I don't really think I got any further with that page. I need to like track it down and do some more work on it. Need to sharpen my pill sage. Oh, goodness. I don't know why I sharpen it so much. My desk's making like a little rattly noise for some reason. I have like an easel desk, I guess. And like, so this part of the desk comes up, and I guess it's making a funny noise. I don't usually do videos with it up. I have been lately because it's easier for me to kind of see what I'm doing. And also, I feel like I angle my hand kind of a certain way where hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. Yeah, I got some more of her hair done. Let's work on this section too. That, I'm trying to think, kind of, well, I don't know what I was doing just now. I don't know. I was trying to make it like little strands instead. I just made it like a big blob. I'll fix it later. Maybe. Trying to remember what all I was saying. I've been reading some books. I finished a book series. It was hold on, it's over here. I can kind of see it. Craft Fair Knitter. Wait. craft fair knitters murder mystery, I think, or mystery. They have a craft fair. They sell like knitted items, and she also, the main lady, like solved some murders. And so I finished that series and it was really good. I go to a used bookstore to buy my books mostly, and I kind of fill in the holes, you know, with the series sometimes with like thrift books. And so, I don't know, I like to read, and if I'm had time I would go to the library, but I'm just afraid that I wouldn't like stick with the book I got from the library and it would be overdue. So I just like find some used books from time to time because they're a lot cheaper than, you know, buying them brand new. And I like a lot of the older books too. But I read a lot of different genres. But that one was really good. It had a pretty suspenseful ending. A lot more suspenseful than I thought it would be. I always like trying to guess who did it in like a whodunit novel. I'll decide it's one person and I'll be like, wait a minute, I think it's this person. Sometimes they're pretty tricky. But I'm either reading like murder mysteries or mystery type books, or like sci-fi fantasy. Pretty much the main things that I like to read or listen to on Audible. I think I listen to Audible every day. Right now I'm listening to, it's a book by T.E. Kinsey, I think is the author, and it is the Lady Hardcastle mysteries, and it's about a lady in the like 1900s, and she has a maid that isn't really her maid, really her like friend, and they solve murders in the little village where they live. But anyway, he had a new release. It's The Beast of Littleton Cotterell, I think. I probably mispronounced that, but it's been good so far. It's a good listen. Okay. Might as well do this little section here, and then I'll at least have one side of her hair done, and I can start on the next side. But yeah, sorry I'm not really interesting. I like other people's like color and chat type videos, but I don't think that they are my forte for like filming because I'm not very good at it. But maybe with anything, it just takes practice. I'm excited to get back to doing these though. I think, you know, just kind of a chill coloring little session is what I'm hoping for. Gets me working on something. It's always a plus. I still kind of believe that it's been since November since I've filmed one of these. I got really just I don't know, I guess I just wasn't feeling very inspired to do much filming and got distracted by all my other hobbies. I do have distressed ink oxides, or well, I don't really want to use those. I mean, just the regular distressed inks. I do have those. Not gonna lie though, I don't know what to do with her tentacle crown thing. I don't know what you call it, but I'm not sure what to do with that part. Oh, yeah, thought I got the wrong blue. Yeah, but if anyone wants a video where someone just colors in complete silence, that's probably the best. It's probably this video. Hope that I get this one done for this month. It'll make me really happy to at least have one mermaid colored for Mermay. Little sharpen, just kind of. Well, I broke my lead. I'm having the hardest time lately with the leads. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too rough on pencils. Now I can't get my sharpener to go in. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell. Like, it would look weird if I didn't make that whole part of her hair, but I'm pretty sure like the intended way it's drawn is like this is just a hair all section all by itself, and then this is just background. Maybe I'll kind of do that. Maybe it'll work out. I did have a color palette in mind, but I don't usually print them out, so I can't really reference back to it because I'm using my phone, but yeah, I think I pretty much remember what I had planned. I know I want to do kind of a I don't know actually. I don't know. I'm still thinking. Right now at this point I'm just kind of stalling. I'll just keep working on the hair. Can't wait to work on my color along for this month. I think I have decided to, I think I want to go with like purple hair. I've been doing a lot of different color, bright colored hair lately, so I don't know if I've done purple hair yet, so it should be fun to come up with the combos for that. Oh wait, there's a little section here kind of behind her arm. Okay, yay. I'm so excited. I got one side of her hair done. I think it looks really cool, actually. I'm trying to remember if it looks close to what I did in the portrait of the mermaid. It might. Sorry if I shook the camera around. Yeah, it's pretty close, actually. I guess that's just my go-to combo. I think it's less green, though. This one is. So the color along I'm going to be working on is this one. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to do like a dark purple hair, and then I don't know what else I'm going to do, but I'm sure the rest will just kind of work itself out. Hopefully this one works itself out. I'm still kind of mad at myself for doing her skin last, because it got really kind of just, I don't know, weird. I can't think of a word. It just got weird in that section, especially like around here. I drew in extra hair strands to kind of, you know, make it all work, I guess, but for some reason this really reminds me of something I've done in a Marie Trollet book. Just the shape of the face and stuff, I guess. It's a really beautiful top. It's kind of like a ribbon. So it'll be fun working on the little details of that. So I probably didn't understand my rambling just now, but I'm going to use parrot green, true green, and then to kind of tie in the similar color with the hair, I'm going to try using pale sage to see how that goes. So I'm going to start with parrot green, and I'm just going to kind of add it into this underside of the bow. I figure it's probably a pretty shaded area, so and I might go in with something darker later to kind of fix it. I'm a little worried about how this is gonna turn out. gonna try. Yeah, I think it's working. To kind of how I had it, imagined it maybe. I need a darker color for the underside of the bow. So I'm gonna clear my mess up a little bit. I have a color in mind. I think peacock. No, wait. Is that a color or did I make it up? Yep, it's a real color. Peacock green. So I kind of want that to be a little darker, so just trying to go in there with that. I think that's a little better. I kind of want to work in sections with the bow here, so that's what I'm going to try to do. Need to clear this off a little. Keep picking up other pieces of a colored pencil. Spent most of this video sharpening up pencils. I've been working on a coloring my first page in video, and there were two books that I had, well, I think I forgot to share in my coloring plans video that I wanted to work in Dragon Spell, the newest mythographic book by Joseph Cattenbang. So I am doing that, coloring in that page. Okay, had to let one of the dogs in. Maybe she'll be good, but if you hear the claws walking around on the floor, it's because she's in here with me. At least it's just one of them. If I had all three of them in here, it would sound pretty loud, I think. I'm probably gonna have to stop what I'm doing to let her out again. Okay, so I think everyone's settled now. It is so fun coloring in the pop manga books. I really enjoy it whenever I do color in them. It's not, I always want to go for pink colors, so I'm glad I'm doing something a little bit different for the bow here, so because it kind of mixes it up a little bit. It's not like the same colors I always go for. I'm using the peacock green, I'm sorry, wrong bird, to kind of separate the different layers of the fabric. But anyway, I think I was saying, I had something I was telling y'all about before my dogs kind of made a ruckus. I am working on a page in the Dragonspell Mythographic by Joseph Kattenbang, and I'm doing a video for that. It's the coloring my first page in video, and this one, you know, is Dragonspell. I think I had forgotten to, I had that book somewhere different, so I forgot to show y'all what I was planning on coloring in that book for this month. But I have been working on that, and I think it's coming along pretty good. The first video I did, I worked in like that, was with Shooting Star, and I ended up being able to do just one video for that one, but this one's gonna at least be 2 parts, hopefully not 3. It just has a lot more going on, so sorry, I need to get a drink. It just has a lot more going on, so I'm not going to be able to do just one video. I personally like long videos, but I know not everybody does. So I have been trying to not do any, I'm going to try to do no videos over 2 hours long, but we'll see. And go in with this, probably just use the darker colors on the bottom layer here, like right in there. Yeah, I think it's kind of turning into a nice bluish green color. Kind of want to sharpen up the edge of that just a tad. Just trying to create the depth with that peacock green. I think I've decided on maybe neon orange and salmon pink for the tentacles around her head there. So we'll see how that goes, and then I can go in with a darker orange to kind of bring out the, I guess those are like the suction cup things on the tentacles. I think it'll be good. Don't know who I'm trying to convince. Myself, I guess. Obviously. And then I also know I had, in the plans I had said I was going to do coloring my first page video in the Victorian fantasy coloring book. And I might still get around to it. It was this book. It's so cute. I probably mentioned in the coloring plans video that I started in this book and I do not like how it was turning out. It just was kind of a learning curve. The paper I don't think was really good for alcohol markers, which is what I used for a base, and I was trying to do some shading with alcohol markers as well. Altogether, it wasn't a good experience, but I love that book, so I want to get back to coloring in that one because it's really good. And you know, like I don't know, just that style of art and this style of art, manga, sorry. For some reason it kind of left my brain whether it was manga or manga. I want to say manga. Anyway, that style is simpler than I think sometimes with my approach with coloring the faces, but I'm so used to trying to do a lot of layers that I don't really know if it necessarily needs that many layers sometimes when I'm doing like in the pop manga coloring book, or that Victorian fantasy one. So I want to keep practicing with it. Also been looking on Pinterest, which is a good tool for, you know, refilling like the creative tank sometimes with trying to learn and play with different combinations and color schemes and backgrounds. Just kind of endless resource for that kind of stuff. Which is very helpful. I think I got all of the... Wonder, is that part of... It's hard to tell. Maybe? Kind of looks like it. Might be part of the top. Why not? Okay. I'm gonna start kind of adding the darker color here. I haven't been watching much TV lately. I've actually been like coloring or knitting a lot more, so not been really watching any good shows. I need to finish The Wheel of Time. I start when it first releases. It's on Amazon Prime. I start watching it really good and then I just kind of don't get back to it when you have to wait for like an episode to be released sometimes. And I'm also worried that it'll be disappointing. Those are some of my favorite books. The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. And It's always hard to watch a show like that when your favorite series has been made into a show. Sometimes it's not always what you were expecting. I don't think that's part of the hair. It might be, but I'm going to make it part of the bow. And I'm going to make that part of the bow too. Can't tell if it's part of her neck, but it's just a really big bow. A little more of this color in there. But I do still want to finish the TV show. I mean, I've watched all the seasons so far, and I really liked the beginning of it. It's weird. It's like they start really strong, and then it just kind of fizzles out a little bit. When I know in the book, you know, it should get more exciting because it does in the book, but and they have a really slow middle part of the show also. But it could just be because I know a lot of what happens, and maybe it just kind of takes a little bit of the excitement out of it. Oh, I think that looks really good. I like it. It's a lot, definitely a different direction than I thought I was going. And I don't know still what I'm going to do with her tail, but I was thinking that, here, I'll kind of zoom out a bit. I was thinking that I would like to go with a similar kind of look. I really like kind of the ombre, almost kind of sort of effect that her tail has. But I don't know. I'm still debating. But then again, you know, I don't know if it always is the case, but like her tail matched her top. So maybe I could try something like that. I don't know. Lots of options for sure. But one step at a time. I need to finish her hair, and I also need to finish her tentacle of her crown of tentacles. Okay, I don't know. I got some of the neon colors out, neon pink and neon orange and salmon pink, which isn't neon, but kind of playing around with that. I don't really know how this is gonna turn out, but I don't know if I'll end up using the neon pink, but I don't know, I just grabbed it. I think I want the neon orange to kind of go over the salmon pink maybe. I think I like that better than the opposite way I almost did it, where I went in first with the neon orange and then went over that with the salmon pink. So yeah, I don't know, it'll be a rough start for sure, because I don't know what I'm doing. And I'll have to go in and touch up for sure some of what I've done with this. I'm not sure that the neon pink is helping. I'm just gonna put that away for me because I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, definitely gonna need a lot of touching up. There's really no turning back now though with the color choices, so I have to keep going with it. It's not so bad though. But it's nice to do pages that kind of challenge you sometimes. Or that, you know, for me it is, because I definitely just learn a little bit more each time I color. And I think that's really fun to explore different color combinations and all that. I'm sorry if this has not been a very good video though. But just like with coloring, you know, I have to kind of learn my way around that as well. But I'm so happy to have all of y'all for, if you're here, you know, watching my video. I'm very happy to have you here. I'm thinking that I am going to continue with a similar color to the top for her tail. Just simply because I think it'll look really good with when it's all finished. I think it will tie in together a little bit better. Okay, I've decided I didn't want to be too ambitious with the tail. I really love the color combo for the cover of this, the mermaid on the cover of this book, but it also, I don't know if it would go really well with the rest of the colors I have picked out, so I think I'm just going to keep on with the green color. And basically the combo I used for the bow top here, but I added in, I think, spring green to really give it a lot brighter tones, I guess. Just really brighten it up, I guess. Just kind of just picked a part of the tail, kind of start with. Sorry. I'm like trying to really think about what I want to do. It's sometimes hard to know until you just start. I'm gonna probably go a different color with the fins. Oh, my stomach was growling. I assure you, I'm not hungry. Okay, so I'm going to try and work in a small section here. I'm going to start with kind of this part. This is parrot green, and that was a peacock green. Just really have fun with it. I know I complain a lot, but I am having fun. Okay, I'm gonna start on the next color, which is True Green. I did get a few new coloring books recently. I was debating on whether or not I wanted to do a coloring haul. This is Spring Green. To do a coloring haul. I might still do it because it's fun to have somewhere to gush about the new books you're excited about. So I might go ahead and do a coloring haul. Sorry, I got distracted. And show y'all what I got. I wasn't going, I've been trying not to buy too many books because, I mean, I have a lot, but I went into Ollie's and I found some mythographic books and a few others. I think a Lulu Mayo book, and they were only like $3.99, so it was a hard opportunity to pass up. So I did end up getting several. It's just books that I kind of liked, but I didn't know if I could justify spending the full price on them. But when you come across them and they're only $3.99, $2.99, somewhere in there, it was hard to pass it up. So I ended up getting a few of those. I really love how some people can make things look like glitter with like just pencils and like a white gel pen or something. But I'm not going to do that today. I really get ambitious sometimes when I'm coloring. But it's a good way to learn, you know, to not back down with some of the things, you know, kind of rattling around in my head for inspiration, you know. It's how you learn how to eventually kind of at least, you know, figure out how to do different things and have different techniques. I feel like it's about now when I start to get like warmed up and also not so nervous. I probably shouldn't start the video with the first page that I work on for the night, but this is the one that I was excited about coloring, and if I didn't sit down and film now, it probably wouldn't get done. So this ended up being the one I worked on, but I mean, if it goes a little bit longer, I guess it's not the end of the world. I could color all night, so I just don't know if y'all want to watch me all night color. But I feel like I am making some progress, so that's a good sign. I don't feel like I have colored with Prismas on this paper very much, so that's been also a tiny bit of a challenge. I don't think I'm taking my time to layer them properly, more than likely. So, I mean, I feel like I am. I'm not using that much pressure. It's just not, I don't know, something about it that's kind of making it hard for me to work on them. It is very smooth paper, so I think I've used Caran d'Ache Pablos and Polychromos Faber Castell on these books a lot, and I've liked those a lot. I thought about like doing each individual scale that's drawn in to make it look scaly, but I think I'm just gonna go the simpler route and just go back over those a little bit with a darker color. I think I might go in with like a really bright yellow color. Maybe. Go back in with a parrot green. But yeah, I plan on just kind of taking the darker color and just going back over them, the scales that are kind of drawn in. I might, at the very end, break out like a gel pen that's kind of sparkly to add a little bit of sparkle. But I don't know, we'll see. I'm thinking I'm gonna try neon yellow. This could be good or could be bad. Just start smoothing out this color here to where it has less texture showing. And I think that's working out good, hopefully. Oh, just kind of chunked that over there. I just threw it over there. I'm so rough with everything. This is pale sage. I don't know. Thinking to kind of work around the edges here with this one. I don't know. Might not be doing so good with this page. Might just take a little bit of work though, but I plan on kind of going back over that, kind of bringing out those, just kind of make them look a little bit like less colored over. Okay, so I've decided to continue with the blue and the green because I'm a little too scared to stray too far from those combos. So using the blue I used in a lot of her hair color, the cerulean blue and light aqua, and then just a white Prisma. I'm going to try to kind of work on the fins here. And see kind of what happens. And go in with the light aqua. I'm hoping that'll bring kind of a more of the bluey green color into it. So hopefully that'll kind of tie it in. But we'll see. And then just go over that with the white. I think it's looking pretty good. I might go in with less of the cerulean blue. And more light aqua. Yeah, I think I like it being a lighter blue color. A little bit more. Got a lot of work to do on the tail. It wasn't exactly working out the way I had imagined it, but I'm still holding out hope that it will. Oops. I probably should have worked in smaller sections on the tail because it got really hard to blend it all together. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to still try and make it work. It just might take a little bit of figuring out. I wish I had some soft pastels for doing the background. It'd probably look pretty cool. Alright, let's see what it looks like a little bit more closer to the tail. But yeah, I went in with the neon yellow to kind of create a little bit more similar colors in that, just to kind of make it kind of tie in together, I guess. So that's what I did with that. The tail is going to be, the tail fin, is going to be a lot of fun, I think. It's going to be interesting, but I think it's going to look really cool. The only thing I'm getting a little nervous about is my greens I got going on, but I think I'm going to be able to kind of fix it, so I'm not going to worry about it. It's amazing how much, well, I wouldn't say I'm being super productive, but I can be a little bit more productive when I'm not, like, you know, paying attention to all kinds of other things while coloring. Just like when I film, most of the time I'm kind of just paying attention to the coloring, I guess, and maybe talking to y'all, but I don't know, it's just real interesting concentrating on just coloring and not talking to people around the house and stuff, I guess. And always TV on in the background some of the time, so I really like that. I really am glad I went in with the neon green color to add kind of a little extra something on the fins. I think it's looking pretty good. Well, I'm almost done. I'm gonna grab a Posca pen and we're gonna try out something. Okay, so I decided I would kind of start on the background a little bit. I know this has been a long video, but I'm having fun working on it, so I just kind of want to keep with the momentum. And I have a new, you know, it's a new supply, so it's always fun to try to incorporate those. This is just a pink Posca. It's a bit of a chunkier one, so we'll see how it goes. I didn't want the whole page to be pink. I just wanted there to be like a little solid backdrop of it. So I kind of messed around with sketching out some different shapes. And so I just went with like a simple, like kind of square that's kind of showing up behind her, kind of left her head and like parts of her hair, you know, and stuff outside of the square. I don't know, I just thought maybe it would be cool. Just see how this kind of turns out. I almost wish I had an orange to go with. I probably should have got a smaller one. I don't know what my thought process was when I picked this one out, but I'm getting a little nervous trying to keep it, keeps a straight line, and I didn't do a very good job. We're gonna have to turn it, I think, so I can see what's going on. Yeah, the smaller one probably would have been better for this kind of thing, but I only had the color pink and the bigger one, so that's okay. I can touch it up, fix it. But I'm thinking that's gonna look good, having that pop of color in the background. So I'm excited. Mix it up a little, maybe. Oh my goodness. Don't do that. Let's get that far away from the coloring book because it is a big blob of paint. Okay, I think we're back in going. Back in action here. trying my best. I feel like my head needs to be kind of, hopefully not on camera, but I can't see. Is this some delicate work here? I have to go back in with some of the, adding some of the details for the fin here. But yeah, that kind of gives me a little bit of the gist of how I want to do it. I think I actually kind of really like that. I think even though I was worried about the tail, when you start adding a little more colors to everything, it all starts to kind of, you know, come together in the process. So, you know, starts to make a little more sense for me, at least sometimes. So, I don't think this was a waste of time. I'm really excited to finish this page. I think it's looking pretty cool. But I gotta kind of get up close and personal, I think, to do the Posca pin, because I should have got one with a smaller nib. I also got paint all over myself, which I always do. And hopefully my head didn't get in the camera. But yeah, I think this is it for the Let's Color Sunday. I don't always make the most progress on these videos because coloring just takes time, but I always really enjoy these because it's just, you know, a little bit, hopefully, relaxed coloring. Sometimes I make it a little more serious than it needs to be, I know, and I probably was all over the place with talking to y'all, but I tend to get a little nervous for some reason about it, and I hope the more I do, the more comfortable I will get, but it's just, you know, I'm trying to be more consistent with my filming and, you know, make content for you guys because I'm so thrilled to have y'all here and, you know, all those who kind of come back and watch these videos. I know they're not perfect, but I enjoy them, and it's just something I'm really passionate about, which is coloring. So anyway, I don't know why I got so sappy toward the end, but yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful Sunday, and until the next video, bye y'all.